Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're decoding the future of the web. What's our digital world going to look like in 2026? Will it be this cozy, minimalistic escape, or more of a high-tech cyberpunk dystopia? The experts, well, they can't seem to agree, and we're going to dive into why.
So picture this. Is the web of 2026 going to feel like a warm, comfortable armchair or a glitchy, neon-soaked robot? These are really the two major camps right now, fighting for the future of web design. Let's start with the visuals.
All right, first up, the look and feel. What will websites and apps actually look like when you open them up? It turns out designers are being pulled in two totally opposite directions. On one side, you have this trend called warm minimalism. Now, less is more isn't exactly a new idea, right? But this version, it's not cold or sterile. Think of clean layouts that get a jolt of energy from a pop of bold color, maybe some subtle, playful animations. The whole point is to create a sense of calm and just welcome you in.
And the philosophy here is actually pretty simple, but it's powerful. The goal isn't just to be clean for the sake of it. It's to use that simplicity to create a real emotional bond, To make technology feel a little more personal, a little more human.
But then, on the complete other end of the spectrum, you have this push towards a much more aggressive, high-tech vibe. We are talking bold, saturated colors, really expressive gradients, and these super high-contrast visuals, all set against dark backgrounds. It's dramatic, it's energetic.
And this trend, it's not just about looking cool. It's really a reflection of the times we live in. It's a more critical, maybe even ironic take on our tech-filled future. And it visually represents that classic cyberpunk idea, high-tech, low-life.
Okay, so that's the surface. Let's pop the hood and look underneath. Because beneath all the visual style, the debate over the tools being used to build the web, it's even more intense. And it is all centered on one thing: artificial intelligence. One perspective is, well, deeply skeptical. The concern has gotten so widespread that we actually have a term for it now: AI slop. This was even named one of the words of the year, which tells you just how big the anxiety is about a flood of low-quality AI-generated content taking over.
But the counter-argument is just as strong. This other view sees AI not as a replacement, but as this revolutionary creative partner. The idea is, let's automate all the boring, tedious tasks and free up us humans to focus on the big picture stuff, Strategy, user experience, real innovation.
And the data here reveals this huge satisfaction gap. It's fascinating. While over 91% of developers are using AI tools, only about half of them, 53.1%, say they actually trust or love them. And what's even more telling? A full 2/3 of them say they're frustrated. So yeah, we're using it, but we are definitely not happy about it yet. This quote from a former Microsoft expert just nails it. She compares the current AI hype to those awkward early days of feature phones. And the fear is that we're in a bubble, just focusing on features that nobody really asked for, building things because they're technically possible, not because they're actually useful or sustainable. So beyond the visual styles and the big AI debates, there are these really fundamental shifts happening in the code itself, the stuff that's shaping what's even possible for designers to dream up in the first place. For the developers watching, this is a huge story. The explosive growth of TypeScript, which is now used by almost 44% of coders. So what is it? Put simply, it's a version of JavaScript that helps you catch errors early on. It makes your code way more reliable, and that signals that stability is a massive priority right now, especially for big projects. And this highlights a really fascinating tension in the industry. While developers are embracing tools like TypeScript to make things more stable, there's also this fear that core technologies like CSS are becoming, well, too complex. With this constant stream of new features you have to learn, some feel like it's a battle between adding more power and just keeping things simple. Okay, so let's bring all this back down to earth. What does this all mean for the people who are actually building the web day in and day out? Let's talk about the human impact of all these changes.
This quote just perfectly captures the mood in the tech industry right now. There's this widespread career anxiety and a real search for more meaningful work. It feels like everyone is looking over the fence, wondering if the grass is greener on the other side.
So no matter which aesthetic you lean towards, the warm minimalism or the cyberpunk, the advice for anyone actually building a website in 2026 really comes back to these core human-centered ideas. Before anything else, is your message clear? Is the site fast? Is it easy to navigate? Focus on the substance before you ever start worrying about style.
And ultimately, there's this one unifying idea that just cuts through all of these conflicting predictions. Whether you're using AI, debating CSS, or picking a color palette, the end goal is exactly the same. Build something that's clear, that's functional, and it's deeply human. That's the stuff that's going to last.
And that leaves us with a pretty provocative final question, doesn't it? With all of these powerful new tools at our disposal, the choice is really ours. Are we going to use them to build a web that feels more connected and more human, or one that just feels more artificial? The future is still very much up for grabs.